All right, everyone, happy weekend. Just checking in. I guess I have a little bit of an update. Wow, that's pretty quick, Mr. President. At first check, after one day, apparently you might have actually already killed the Ayatollah, which would be tremendous news on one sense, because that is someone who has much, 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 much blood on their hands and is at least, I don't know, what, I mean, with him, that is the head of a dictatorship verbatim. I mean, it's an absolute dictatorship with no one lined up for succession. So that'll throw a monkey in the wrench, sir. And if your stated targets are in fact wherever the hell they make the missiles, the Navy, and the ships, as well as wherever they make the IEDs, and that's it. And then you're in conjunction with the Israelis, who are there doing their thing, and they're focused on regime change. They don't hide for even more so than you might be. But the way you said it was right. Whatever they do, they'll never have a better time to do it. But here's your objective: the Navy and the ships, wherever the hell they make the missiles, and wherever the hell they make the IEDs. Because as far as the regime, it's just a dictatorship, and if that guy's dead, I mean, it's just gonna do. I mean, you see what these people do. Unfortunately, the whole time they're up in the penthouses, calling the shots and getting laid and having all the money, and then barking around proxies and this and that the whole time. But yet everyone else didn't seem to have much. And they just for what? They would not agree to just buy fuel for their one nuclear power plant from elsewhere and not enrich, because of course that's not what they're doing there when they're enriching that far beyond what they could ever need. I mean, they're doing it underground so whatever else, listen, I hope it's a short war, and at least that's good news that if the head of their country is out of the picture one way or another, number one, hopefully Iran is safe for the people of Iran, because they can't lash out. I mean, that guy's out of the way, so they have no one to answer to anymore. Unlike the past, which is why you get nowhere with the diplomats or anyone, ambassadors, because no matter what, they'll even tell you they got to go back and ask just one person. It's like an absolute dictatorship. So with him out of the way, and on day one of the offensive, I don't know. I mean, if the ships all if you tell them, hey, fair warning, 10 minutes, get away from any last Iranian ship because they're going to blow. I mean, that's a military target. You see it for yourself. You're going after missiles, right? The ships and the Navy, and wherever the hell they make the IEDs, right? As well as the missiles and the fuel for the nukes. All right, well, listen, sir. I mean, I hope you know what you're doing so we don't wind up in a quagmire, but I'm just a citizen and a civilian who doesn't like war, I like peace. But of course, you can't let that guy just slaughter tens of thousands of people who try to stand up to him for whatever reason or reasons internally, when they can't really affect too much outside. I mean, and also very telling, why would they go after the Dubai and the United and those countries? Why would they think to lob bombs there real quick? I get, they're a little disjointed, but isn't that very telling? They go after rich hotels in Dubai as a response to what are they? I mean, it's very telling is all about what they care about or what they're jealous of or something. Why would they lob bombs there? Plus, that's stupid. Then they're going to form a coalition against, hey, don't lob bombs at us. We didn't do that. I mean, it's going to piss them off. Just seems like they're not, I don't know. But whatever it is, I mean, if you know anything about the history of the last 30, 40 years, certainly that particular person, who you would know for yourself if you paid attention, that person cheered on October 7th, even on their Twitter feed or their X feed or whatever, even as that person personally funded and was in large part coordinating and responsible for October 7th, as well as the biggest cheerleader of it. And all that facilitated was death and destruction. And that's just for one thing. That's the Ayatollah of Iran. So it is tough to cheer for that gentleman, especially if you would purport to care about the people of Iran, because he has a lot of domestic blood on his hands, whatever else. But so if he's out of the picture on day one, that's the same as the El Chapo guy. I mean, it's just that's too big of a big shot, too big of a bully for too long. And he doesn't play nice in the sandbox, even with his neighbors in the region. No, really. So, I mean, I'm just praying this is a quick affair. You go after your stated military targets, and whatever they decide to do with any of that stuff, I'm praying for whatever is the most peaceful and gets absolute barbarous people out of the way so that we can have some hope in that region as well as in the world at large, because we have our own problems now, don't we, sir? But I mean, whether you use politics or religion or anything else for haves and have-nots, and then these people are rich, and then all these people are squashed, and if they dare complain, they shoot them. That's got to go away. So I do understand whatever else that about it. And I don't know, I'll just be praying for our soldiers as well as like anyone who wants well for the world in general, because of course we have to do better. And I mean, all because some a-hole would not just agree to buy the fuel for his one nuclear power plant from elsewhere, and that's that. Just because he wouldn't do that, but he swears he's not using it for nukes, for like 30 years, even as they did all that stuff with the place that you blew up in June of 25. I mean, in like a bunker in a mountain, like nuts. Anyway, all right, maybe the ships, I don't know. I mean, you said the Navy and the missiles and wherever to make the IEDs, so that's your stated goal. I don't know, maybe just ship, bump, bump. I mean, if you warn them, give them 10 minutes, they stay on the ship. I mean, blah, 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 blah.